Here is a mistake I see a lot of domain investors make all the time. They find a domain name containing a powerful keyword like invest, capital, funds, and they immediately assume its value. But here's the problem. A valuable keyword doesn't automatically create a valuable domain. So today I'm going to use this domain name seedinvest.com as a real world example so that you can know exactly how I would analyze a finance domain before putting my money into an auction like this. So we are on the GoDaddy's auction. So the first thing whenever I put my money in any domain name, I see whether this has a commercial value to it or not. So if I have to talk about this seedinvest.com, yes, it passes that test. So if anyone would hear about this domain name seedinvest, they will obviously assume that it is related to something finance, not just a random hobby. So now let's break the name part. So seed over here resembles startups and invest over here resembles capital. So together if we combine, it just comes out to be a startup capital funding kind of a platform, something related to that. So here is my favorite test. Forget the domain extension for a second, okay? So if I told you I'm actually launching a company called Seed Invest, would you believe in me? This sounds like an actual company. That is incredibly important. Some domains are keywords. The best ones can be both. So let's say you own a domain name that is like bestinvestmentplatformonline.com. That's descriptive, but it's not a great brand. On the other end, Seed Invest is different. It is short, it is memorable, it communicates an industry, and it sounds like something you can put on a business card. So it's a powerful combination. So now comes the best part. As you can see right now, it is going at $5,150. There is still 2 days left for this auction to end. So whenever you are in such an auction, my personal suggestion to you is don't ever choose a number based on your excitement. I've seen and I've had a lot of experiences over the past couple of years that people panic invest on domain names. They get too excited, they get too emotionally connected to domain names when they are in an auction because the time is less and you're going to see continuous bids. Like over here, you see so many bids are going on. So whenever you are in a domain auction, choose the price before the auction even gets started or even gets emotional. I would establish 3 numbers over here. The first is a wholesale value, what another investor might pay for this domain name. The second one is a retail value, what an end user could potentially pay if they want to buy such a domain name. And the third is the maximum acquisition price, the absolute amount I'm willing to risk for this particular domain. And trust me when I say all these numbers are going to be dramatically different. So the mistakes to avoid over here is don't make those mistakes of looking at a domain's potential retail price and using that as your buying price. If you think a domain could potentially sell for $50,000, that doesn't mean you should pay $40,000 for it. You need a margin and you need patience. And also you need a room for the possibility that your valuation might be wrong. The reason why I took this domain name is because it is a good example of why domain investing isn't simply about finding words that sound good. It's about understanding commercial intent, branding, buyer's demand, market comparables, risk and acquisition price. So that's the difference between collecting domains and actually investing in domains.